last edition, this week at least, in our series, A Girl's Guide To, where we answer all of your questions about women's health. And we save the best for last, because today we are talking about sex. And a new study out, thank you. A new study out just this week says that even as we become senior citizens, about 40% of us are still getting busy. And over 70% say they're satisfied with their sex life. Now, that doesn't mean they're doing it. They're just satisfied with it, whatever it is. Here to tell us, though, how you can rev up your sex drive and sex life in general is medical director of the Northwestern Medicine Center for Sexual Medicine and Menopause, and the author of the book Sex RX, Sex Prescription, Hormones, Health, and Your Best Sex Ever. Dr. Streicher. Okay. Dr. Streicher, it's great to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, so we're talking in particular about women and drive, sex drive, because it never seems to be exactly the same.
No, it is never. There is a cycle throughout life. In your 20s, it's all about sex all the time because you're trying to, just have fun. And then it's the baby-making thing. And then you see the pillow and you just want to go to sleep.
Right.
And, I love that study you brought up because what that shows you is that we think that this is all driven by hormones. But when you look at senior citizens, their hormone tank is on empty and they're still getting busy. So what this tells us is that there's a lot of other ingredients to that libido cocktail.
Like what?
Like a desire is very much driven by neurotransmitters in the brain. These are chemicals in the brain. Dopamine. I always think of it as being dopey with love. It makes you just desire sex, want to have sex, think about sex. But then we have serotonin. Serotonin is what makes you say, maybe not so much.
That's the buzzkill.
That's the buzzkill. But it's also what keeps you from making love long enough to go to work and do the laundry. So you do need a balance. That's really important.
Well, how do we increase the dopamine for, if we're having... Husbands across the country want to know.
Want to know how to increase the dopamine. Well, sometimes when we talk about those things that can really sabotage your sex life, we look at things that influence dopamine. Antidepressants. I mean, in this country, a lot of women are on antidepressants. And what do? They increase serotonin. Serotonin is what puts an end to all of this.
Oh.
So sometimes we need to kind of manipulate that a little bit. Maybe change the antidepressant, decrease the dose.
So you take an antidepressant and you feel happier, but your husband feels less happy.
Well, and
I liked you when you were sad.
But, the woman feels sad too. So, But I always say this isn't a do-it-yourself project, of course. You've got to talk to your doctor, but sometimes you can influence that. That new drug, flibanserin, a lot of people talked about that, the female Viagra, which it was not. But the way that it worked was in the brain to help serotonin just not work quite so well and dopamine
That's
to
the
work
thing, because
better.
I know there are all these medications that help men,
Tell me about it.
And there's nothing for women, right?
Well, I wouldn't say nothing. There is a huge disparity between male sexual health and female sexual health. But having said that, there are safe and effective remedies for all the things that women are dealing with, whether it's painful sex, no libido, the inability to have an orgasm, can't get aroused. Everyone always thinks okay, this is just the way it is. And if they do have the nerve to bring it up to their doctor, which quite frankly they don't, and the chances of your doctor bringing it up are, let's just say, pretty close to zero. So they think, okay, well, I had someone in my office just yesterday, 82 years old.
Wow.
And her husband had died 10 years earlier. She met a lovely man, gave it a go. Didn't go so well. She found her way to us, and we said, "Oh yeah, we can fix this."
Can I ask you, when you're that age, is it still possible for you to, let's say, finish well?
Okay.
It's the morning. I'm trying to find euphemisms.
I have the best news for you ever. Do you know that you do not need one drop of estrogen to climax? And this is really important because a lot of women think if they go through menopause or their ovaries have been removed, that's done. Over, and you don't need hormones. No, it's actually more about blood flow and having healthy nerve endings.
Yeah.
So what estrogen does is it increases the blood flow and it helps those nerve endings be healthier. But having said that, we have other ways to do it.
Okay, is this where we talk about the personal trainer for your vagina?
We sure can.
There are people out there whose job it is to...
Not enough, from my point of view. We need more of them. So what we're talking about specifically, this is a real thing, pelvic floor physical therapy. Now, you all know what physical therapists are. If you hurt your arm or your leg, you go see the physical therapist. Well, we have muscles in our pelvis to support all the good stuff. And if those muscles are not only weak, it's not just about making them strong. Some people, because they've been in pain, these muscles are like this. They get so tight because, of course, again, your vagina's not stupid. It's like, don't come in here. This is going to hurt. So the muscles clamp down like, an iron. And so what the physical therapist does is they actually help you relax these muscles. So a lot of people think, well, is this just Kegels? No, no, no.
Right.
This is way beyond Kegels. And these are pelvic floor physical therapists, which are licensed physical therapists. And honestly, I could not do what I do without them.
Dr. Streicher, thank you.